Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK. Back at you with another video here to talk about some player props I like for the play-in game, the play-in games on 4/12. If this is your first time watching, welcome to my channel. Again, my name is DK. Make content for Prizepicks, DraftKings, and for NBA Top Shot. If you are looking for more in-depth content for DFS, I do offer that on Patreon.com. It is linked down below. One thing to mention, I will be covering the USFL, which we'll have contests for this weekend. Lobby should be posted pretty soon on DraftKings. And the sponsor of this video, guys, is Roast Umber. If you are a coffee lover, you guys got to give it a try. They have coffee, decaf, and my personal favorite, the Nitro Brew. So you can use my discount code DKDFS for 20% off your order. They also have a small bundle if you want to try a little bit of everything. So again, discount code is DKDFS. But all right, so let's get into the video. Hoping to keep the hot streak going here from the last couple weeks or last couple days of DFS. So on Saturday, had a nice $1,500 win. Yesterday, walked away with $750. Should have won this one, but again, Roby did not play in the second half, so that was no fun. So as far as player props go, though, on Prizepicks, again, if you are a new user, you can use my code DKDFS for a 100% match up to $100. But the thing here is, a lot of these games are basically do or die, right? So you're going to see teams extend the minutes of their main guy. So I think a few numbers are a little bit too soft here on Prizepicks. So I want to focus more on the fantasy score here. So the first one I want to talk about here is Evan Mobley at 36 fantasy points. So let's talk about why I like going over this number. Okay, so let's take a look at Evan Mobley. Let's go over to DraftKings here. And let's just check out what's been going on. So he was out for a long period of time with that injury. Came back on 4-8. They said they were going to limit him to 30 minutes. Well, he played 34. This game against Milwaukee was over. Like in the first quarter, it was already over. And he's still in for 41 fantasy points there in 23 minutes. Now, here's the thing, right? There's no Jared Allen. Or Jared Allen's not expected to play. So, or already been ruled out, actually. So, Evan Mobley is going to play huge minutes here. He is their best defender, their best rim protector. The only other big is Kevin Love, who minutes are shaky on him, and he is awful in defensive end. So I think this is a game where instead of, Mobley's been playing, 32 to 35 minutes, I think this is a game you get about 40 minutes from Evan Mobley. So I really like him here. This game should stay competitive. And I think against the Nets front court, who is just awful, Drummond, awful defenders. Nets team in general plays no defense. Plus, another positive is you get 3 points for a block and a steal on Prizepicks. So I like the over here on Evan Mobley at 36 fantasy points. The next one I'm going to talk about here is going to be Paul George. Again, we're going to start with fantasy points here. So he's at 48 fantasy points. Once again, I like the over. So let's talk about Paul George. Pretty similar to Mobley, right? He's been out for a while, just came back a couple games ago. They've been taking it easy on his minutes. So if you take a look at his game log, in his first game, played 31 minutes. They've basically been capping him like 30 minutes. He played 34 the most recent game against Sacramento. So if you look at the game log, again, he's actually hit this number in 3 of the last 5. Why would they have capped him at like 30 minutes? Okay. Well, he's not going to play 30 minutes in this game. I can almost guarantee it unless he gets ejected or gets in massive foul trouble or this game blows out, which is none of those you should expect. So Paul George, similar to Mobley, I think we get around 40 minutes from him. And clearly, if you look at that Clippers roster, Kawhi's not playing. George is the go-to guy. And when you're in important games like this, teams rely on their stars even more. Minnesota, not scared of them defensively. Whoever they try to throw on Paul George. Also, another positive, same thing I mentioned with Mobley, you get 3 points for a block and a steal. The reason that's important for Paul George, he's really good at getting steals. Let's just take a look at his last few games. 5 steals, 4 steals, 3 steals, 2 steals, 3 steals, 2 steals. He's basically averaging like 3 steals a game. That's 9 fantasy points right there if he gets on his average what he's been getting over the last 5-6 games. So all that being said, I like taking the over here on 48 fantasy points for Paul George. And the last guy I'll mention here is D'Angelo Russell, who another one that, the frustrating part about him this year for DFS and for Prizepicks is they've kind of capped his minutes. A lot of the time he's only playing around 30 minutes. There's been some blowouts, but they've taken it easy on his minutes. Well, this is a super important game, right? So I would be shocked if we only see like 32 minutes from D'Angelo Russell. I think you might get 40 minutes from Cat, Russell, and Edwards, all three of them. And for D'Angelo Russell, he's actually a pretty productive player when he's on the court. The issue just has been the minutes, right? If you just take a look at his game log, just like basically stuck at like 30, right? 29, 30, 30, 29, 27, 31. I think this game, one of these games I think went to overtime, but you can tell when he gets like a little bit more and he plays like mid 30s minutes, he's normally producing, right? So yeah, sure, he's not a great defender. I think we can all agree on that. Who cares? Who cares, right? We don't care about defense. He's a guy that's going to do a lot of the ball handling, 9 and 11 assists over the last couple of games. I think we get close to 40 minutes from D'Angelo Russell in an up-tempo game. I think 34 fancy points is too low. So I like the over here on D'Angelo Russell. Now I know, right? I'm taking 3 overs. But hear me out. This is different than the regular season. I think some of these player props are set as if this was a regular season game, right? These guys are all going to get a minutes bump unless they get in massive foul trouble. So I think the lines are a little bit too low on some of these guys. So those are the 3 I like right now. That's going to be the over on Evan Mobley fancy points, the over on Paul George fancy points, and the over on D'Angelo Russell fancy points. Now, could you even make the argument for one of these net stars? Yeah. I honestly think they both do go over in KD and Kyrie. These two, they could play the entire game, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. So if you want to add another one in and go take the over for one of the Brooklyn net stars, totally fine with that. Again, I think you see probably at least 45 minutes from KD and Kyrie. So there's a bonus one if you want to go over on one of the Nets guys. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for the video, guys. So again, if you enjoyed the content, just make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Appreciate your support as always, and I will see you in the next video.